Anyway, thank you for staying with us. The bilateral relations between the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the Kingdom of Belgium was established in 1961, where both countries shared common views on several global issues, including human rights, climate change, fight against terrorism, corruption, and peaceful resolution of conflicts. Now, Belgium is looking to explore new areas of cooperation and discuss areas where both countries can benefit from. Some of the areas include agriculture, infrastructure, ICT, construction, amongst others. Joining us in the studio is the consultant, Nigeria, Belgium, Luxembourg Business Forum, Collins Nweke. Good morning. It's good to have you join us in the studio this morning.
Thank you. Thank you, Veronica. Thank you for having me.
And also we have joining us Secretary General, CBL ACP Chambers, Thomas Debolo. Good to have you join us.
Thank you.
Let me begin with you, Thomas. It's about 63 years since Nigeria and Belgium began this relationship, bilateral relationship. One would have thought that within this 63 years, we have explored all that can be explored, but yet we are still looking to deepen the relationship. Let's begin with how beneficial it has been, and then what other areas we're looking to explore this time around.
Yes, no, definitely. Well, I think in the last over 60 years, a lot has happened. You know, looking at Belgium is an economy that is really focused on R&D, on innovation. And I think that's where we, as a country as Belgium, can play a key role looking at Nigeria, you know, getting more in the areas of R&D development, and then focusing not only on the oil and gas sector, but also on sectors like healthcare, construction, and really looking at how we can create an added value to create more value here locally in Nigeria.
Now, Collins, these areas, before we get into these areas, how, from your perspective, have we taken advantage of this relationship as Nigerians?
Obviously, there is a relationship of mutual benefit between Nigeria and Belgium. Of course, conversations will very easily, focus on the trade balance between the two countries.
Absolutely.
And people will very easily say, oh, come on, Belgium is making a lot more money because when you consider their import, export vis-a-vis Nigeria import, export to Belgium, you'll find that, Belgium is, on the positive side. But that is essentially because of oil. Now, our oil, crude oil, is, taken to Belgium where the technology is there to refine it. So that represents a huge chunk, okay, of this positive trade balance that tilted against them. Now, if you look at the increase in Nigerian export, non-oil export this time around, okay, to Belgium, you can see that there is a trend within the past, 2-3 years of that actually going up. If you add that to the reality that we are facing today, which is that Dangote refineries is being set up in Nigeria, so which means that there will be a reduction, if not a total stop of refining of Nigerian oil in Belgium. You will see that, the future looks rosy. One will say, look rosy for who? For Nigeria or for Belgium? Well, for Nigeria. But it also throws up serious opportunities for Belgium to engage outside oil. Thomas is spot on when he talked about, Belgium being big on R&D, research and development. Innovation is there, technology is there, engineering on all the allied sectors. So you see, that overdependence on the big win, which is oil refining, petrochemicals, will now be de-emphasized and other areas explored. And that is why we are actually in the country trying to promote ahead of the big bang, some of these areas that people can begin to engage, get them warm, get them fired up, and, get it all going.
Interesting. I am looking at the report from 2022. That's the Belgian Foreign Trade Agency. For the first 4 months of 2022, Nigeria ranked 14th client in trade volume export into Nigeria amongst other Belgian global trade partners, which amounted to 2.4 billion euros, according to that report. And looking at the comparison between 2021 and 2022, it said Nigeria ranked 26th, but for this 2022, Nigeria ranked 14th, and then we are looking to deepen that. Perhaps Nigeria will rank higher in the process. Now you have talked about research and development in areas of construction, agriculture, and these are the areas that the government is looking to explore. Now, give us some insight into how you intend to see we deepen these ties in these areas.
Yes, no, great. And, you know, if you look at these sectors, these are all sectors where we see opportunities as a Chamber of Commerce. Maybe to give a bit of a background, our chamber, CBL, ACP, has been around for more than 60 years. So we are I would say, the major chamber focusing on Africa in Belgium and Luxembourg. And, you know, the reason why myself and colleagues are here is because we are promoting our business forum that's happening in Brussels in September, that is focusing on Nigeria and focusing on all these key sectors, healthcare, as I said, construction, and so on. So for us, we see opportunities for both sides to create you know, opportunities that will add value to both economies. So I think it's important to look at key sectors where we see there's a focus from the government of Nigeria and see how we can bring in knowledge from Belgium and see how they can you know, work together for added value on both sides. And if you look at, there's already a very heavy presence of Belgian companies here in Belgium. What we are
here in Nigeria, you mean?
Yes, here in Nigeria. Yeah. Excuse me. And then if you look at what we are doing this week, we're actually having 2 high-level receptions together with the Embassy of Belgium here. And these are 2, I would say, kick-off meetings to promote the business forum that's happening in September in Brussels and to tell the Nigerian delegates registration is open now, get ready. In September, we have our high-level business forum happening in Brussels. And if you look at that business forum, it's really to create added value for the Nigerian delegation coming to Brussels. We'll be having B2B, B2G meetings, company visits. We really want to make sure that deals are signed in September. So from today till September, we are working very hard behind the scenes to see what we can do for both sides to create added value.
Interesting. Value is what Nigerians actually want, that would turn into something that can affect the generality of the population. And population to over 200 million Nigerians is one thing that Belgium has said is one key factor of what makes them interested in deepening this relationship and ties with Nigeria. Talk to us how perhaps Nigeria can position herself as it is, looking at the numbers we have, you know, to have these conversations so that it can be beneficial at the end of the day to even the ordinary man on the street.
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, I would say that we cannot pretend about the fact that Nigeria is not one of the easiest places to do business.
Right.
But at the same time, those foreign companies that are here already and others that are intending to come in are not losing sight of, you know, all the efforts that have been made, you know, in the last couple of years and continuing with the current administration, you know, to ease, you know, the difficulties in doing business. They are taking very careful note of that. And one other thing that is happening as well is the fact that they now know that there is the presence of top lawyers, you know, who are very, very steep in areas of regulatory matters and so on and so forth, who will guide them and, you know, avoid getting into that pitfall. Some of them have had their fingers burnt, okay? And now they have become wiser because, you know, chambers like CBL, ATP, is ensuring that they are very well guided through the ropes. So, yes, we're very happy with the fact that Belgium sees the Nigerian population as an opportunity. Now, in some quarters, you hear people talking down on Nigeria. You have to control the battery. I'm not saying this is not a plea for people to go out there and begin to have, many kids. But, I mean, there is no crisis there. It is an opportunity. We have a young, vibrant population, of young people and good at it. Belgium, in the area of education, has streamlined the rules so much so that young people who want to explore through study routes to Belgium, okay, the rules are very clear now. They apply for their visa, and more Nigerian students are coming there to study. Some stay, some return back, to help in building the economy. So that is something very, very, positive. So that technology transfer, knowledge transfer, but also Belgium building a pool of Nigerians. I mean, if you come to study and live in a country, a part of that culture stays with you. So those people continue, even when they return back to Nigeria, they continue to be permanent ambassadors of Belgium in Nigeria, helping to, ignite and, kind of activate, business deals and all of that. Take myself, for example. I mean, born here in Nigeria, migrated to Belgium, and today I'm so proud being a Nigerian and a Belgian, helping to bring both sides together. So that's the message, really.
Right. Now, you touched on something that I'd like for him to expatiate on. That's the matter of ease of doing business of perhaps Belgian businesses in Nigeria. What's the feedback you've been getting? Because I know that was part of the conversation that your government had with the previous administration, which was huge on the ease of doing business. And this current administration is also big on that to ensure, because the president had been going across countries trying to see how to deepen ties, to encourage investors to come in, that Nigeria has this matter of ease of doing business deepened as it is. So what is the feedback you've been getting, and how would you want the government to improve upon that?
Well, definitely. I think, I would say if you are a Belgian company and you have never done business on the African continent, I would say Nigeria, of course, as we know, is the giant of Africa. So it's an economy that it's the biggest economy in Africa. But as my colleague Colin said, it is not always the easiest way to do business. But that's why Chambers, as our CBL ACP, is there to guide first, of course, our members to see how we can assist them. And we have a very strong network all over Africa. And then also here in Nigeria, we have a CBL ACP representative that our members can reach out to and say, look, I'm coming to Nigeria in the next 1 month. I would like to have meetings with this type of companies, or I will be there. Can you assist me, and so on. So I think it's about creating linkages. And also I think Collins is a very good example of the connection between Nigeria and Belgium, because he's an ambassador, I would say, for both countries, was he's in Belgium or was in Nigeria. So I think, Nigeria is an economy so big. I always tell companies, it's an economy you cannot ignore. If you want to have value, if you want to be big on the African continent, the time to come to Nigeria is right now. Because when it will be very easy to do business, if I would put it like that, it's too late. Then all the opportunities would not be there anymore. Because where I see, where other people will say, oh, that's not easy to do that and that, so on. We as a chamber, we see opportunities. And then our companies from Belgium, they see it the same way. And if you look at our membership, we have, the biggest companies are our members. You have the dredging companies. You have the Port of Antwerp-Bruges that are a member, and so on. These are all companies that have a very long experience on the African continent, more than 20, 30, 50 years. So they know their way around. And what we see that there's more interest coming on Nigeria from the Belgium side, and also within the chamber, I also am the head of Nigeria desk. So all the requests on Nigeria, they would come through me, and then...
So there's been an increase?
Oh, definitely. And I think it's also because of our push, because we see that Nigeria is, in the future is going to be the most important economy, even you see globally, because you have growth numbers of more than 3.5% coming up for the whole African continent. Those are growth numbers that we in Europe, we dream about. You know, we have passed that stage. We are not going like this anymore. We are stagnating. Maybe in the future we are going down. So the future is here. You have a very young population that is ready to, you know, to work, to put their talents to use. And then we also, like one of the companies that is here with us is Protex Healthcare, and they really have a very high passion to, you know, create added value for the young population here, to employ Nigerians, you know, to really create added value in the healthcare sector. And I think you have to look at, there is more than $2 billion being spent to go abroad from Nigeria for medical tourism.
Right.
What if that $2 billion is spent to invest in healthcare in Nigeria? Will be a game changer. And we have Belgian companies that are ready to create that added value together with Nigerian partners to create a win-win. And not only just looking at profits, because you have these days different systems that you can create, I would say, a business that is, you know, creating added value for both sides and is able to provide quality healthcare.
I'm also thinking about the aspect of technology, because that is one aspect that this current administration is also looking to explore.
Yeah.
Creating over, I think, 1 million jobs is what the president is looking forward to achieve. What are those areas that you're looking to collaborate with this current administration on with regards to technology?
Yes. Well, definitely, I think a logical step is, of course, ICT, of course, also agriculture, construction, and as I mentioned already, healthcare, because in all of these key sectors, we have so much know-how from the Belgium side to optimize the way things are done. If you look at agriculture, nowadays in Belgium, we have drone technology that will actually fly above the crops. Yeah. With AI, they would identify, are the crops fine, is there a disease, and then what is the next steps. You even have, you know, these machines that will just go over the crops with lasers. They will just burn the weeds that are there. So you have so many. You know, I believe that technology should be put to use to make things easier, to facilitate the process of doing business in that particular sector, so that, of course, the management, the work staff can focus on the essential tasks of the business. So definitely, these are key sectors that we are promoting at the Business Forum in September. So we encourage Nigerian companies to, I would say, go to our website of CBL-ACP. The registration is open now, so people can express their interest to come with us to Belgium in September. And for this initiative, we are working together with the Embassy of Belgium here in Abuja. So we will be, I would say, providing more information in the coming weeks so that Nigerian companies who are interested to come to us to Belgium will get all the information and know what to expect when they come in September.
Now, trust is a very key factor when you're talking about business. Nigerians, they will need to trust that they are getting this value. And I would like for you to speak in that aspect to Nigerians. You understand their language. You understand how Nigerians are when it comes to talking about these businesses. But you have been in Belgium. You are the one that can really make them understand that they will get the needed value that they would be looking for, and that it is a way to go come September. So speak to Nigerian businesses who are watching us now.
Indeed, Veronica, that's a very, very vital point. Trust is a two-way traffic, you know. Now, there was something that was meant to be a joke, but you see, sometimes you can actually extract very, very relevant, facts from jokes. Now, there was this Belgian guy doing very, very well here in Belgium. He said, well, when he reads the pages of the newspapers and hear all the so-called bad-mouthing of Nigeria, negative stories about Nigeria, he said he knows where all of those are coming from. Those are strategies by some who are really in Nigeria making the kill to ensure that they keep every other competitor out of Nigeria, so that the ground will be there alone for them, no competitors. So you see, I say this because it is important to listen quite okay, but verify. Now, when you verify, you'll find that the stories around Nigerians, you know, being scammers and so on and so forth, I mean, there are fraudulent people everywhere. There are no more fraudulent people in Nigeria than there are in Belgium or any part of the world. But the thing is that you need to be certain of what you are doing. You have to admit that you can't do everything yourself. You need guidance. And that is why you have deal brokerage, people who are experts in that. That's why you have lawyers specialized in business affairs, regulatory matters, and so on and so forth. So that trust is something you build organically. You start with little programs like, the one we had previous years and the one that is happening now, where opportunity is created for networking. You meet people one-on-one, you converse, you have, direct question and, response. That way, you take it up to the next level, and open communication is so very, very vital. My experience, being born here, led the first 25 years of my life here before migrating. I've probably spent as much time in Belgium as I
have in Nigeria.
In Nigeria. It gave that opportunity to understand both cultures better. And when I say that Nigerians are not different from Belgians when it comes to trust, I know what I'm talking about. All you need to do is create that opportunity for open communication. And you'll find that, yes, indeed, you
How
can do
open
business.
is this open communication?
How open? It has to be as open as possible. I mean, Thomas and I get along because he's able to tell me, come on, shut up, Collins. What you have just said is complete rubbish, you know. And I can tell, I don't take that as an insult. I can tell him exactly the same thing when I think he's, really being nasty, you know. So be open, but you see, these are things that grow with time. I mean,
open and frank.
Yes, open and frank, and you let it grow organically, or create the opportunity to get to know each other, and then take it from there. Yes, it has to be completely open.
Interesting. Now, just give us an insight into what Nigerians who are perhaps watching this program now and looking forward to coming to Belgium in September, right?
Yes.
So what they would perhaps see when they come for that program in September. Give us an insight into what that program is about.
Yes. Well, if you look at what we did last year was the first edition. We had more than, I would say in total, the events in Luxembourg and in Brussels, we had 200 people present there at the events. And we had a delegation of 30 to 40 companies from Nigeria that came. And so what they got was, we had our plenary session, we had our B2B, B2G company visits. And how we work is that we don't wait for them to come in September. We actually, once they have shown their interest, they have registered, there's of course a fee to pay and so on. We would start working on matchmaking, looking at, okay, this company has this profile, they want to meet this type of companies in Belgium. We'll start creating the matchmaking. We will let them already do the correspondence between each other. They can have their video call and so on. So when they come to Brussels in September, they will not be strangers. They will already know company A, B, and C. A
relationship already established.
Exactly. And because we really want this business forum to create results.
Right.
We want them to be signing contracts. We'll be signing MOUs on the last day of the business forum. Because the reason why we are organizing this business forum is really to focus on matchmaking. Matchmaking is a key focus of the business forum. Of course, creating awareness of the economy of Belgium and what it has to offer for Nigeria, and the economy of Luxembourg, what it has to offer for Nigeria, and also in both sides, of course, is one of the focus points. But for us, we see the importance of created added value for both businesses, because you will have on the other side the Belgium, Luxembourg companies, European companies even, being present at the event, and these are high-level, contacts, CEO level, C-level, of companies that have been doing business in Nigeria for already quite some time, looking to expand their business, or companies that are new to Nigeria, looking to enter the market. And I would say these are all opportunities, for looking for from SMEs companies from Nigeria to the big multinational companies that want to create more linkages between Nigeria and Belgium and Luxembourg.
Right, interesting. Now, let me come to you, Collins. Final word on this. He says he wants this business forum to create results. I believe that's what any business person would want. Talk to us how Nigerians who will be taking advantage of this should or can position themselves to get the needed results.
Yeah. First and foremost, I believe the individual homework that Nigerian businesses that are interested in, exploring opportunities there is to look at their growth strategy. Over the next 2, 3, 5 years, where do you want to see your company? That's the first critical assessment that any interested business has to do. Now, once you have determined for yourself where you want to be, that's your growth strategy, then you have to have a plan. And what we are saying is that there is definitely no way there will not be a Belgian company out there that is interested in that area that you want to transact on. Now, the essence of the business forum is to bring those both sides together. Not only that, making sure as well that there are people whose business it is to guide you through the ropes. Draw up a plan and then together help in executing it. You signed your contract, an MOU, and that's it.
Great. So what are your projections in terms of trade volume for after this business forum and in trying to deepen relationship with Nigeria?
Well, I would say for us, of course, we recognize that oil and gas is still and will remain a very important sector of the Nigerian economy, but we really want to see how we can create more linkages in other sectors,
Right.
The sectors that I mentioned, agriculture, healthcare, construction, and so on. So I would say our projections are that there will be more, I would say, linkages between Nigeria and Belgium. And of course, we hope more deals will be signed. More businesses from the Belgian side will be looking to set up in Nigeria, do more trading with Nigeria. And of course, we as a chamber, we are ready to support our members
as
to make
much
that
as
happen.
possible.
Exactly.
Great. We must thank you, gentlemen, because our time is up. Consultant, Nigeria, Belgium, Luxembourg Business Forum, Collins Nweke, for your time, as well as Secretary General, CBL ACP Chambers, Thomas Debolu, for your time as well. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Veronica, for having us.
All right. Still ahead on TVC Breakfast. After a heated contest, Governor Ayeda